Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where popular answers mean nothing and obscure answers mean everything. Let's meet today's players. And first we welcome Sam and Lee. How do you two know each other?
We've known each other since our first year at secondary school, which is about 10 or 11 years ago.
Friends ever since?
Ah.
Do you complement each other's different areas of speciality?
Yeah, I think we do. We play to each other's strengths.
Or I just make him look good. You know, whichever, really.
Sam, I won't hear a word more of that. Well, very best of luck to the pair of you this afternoon. Next, we welcome Phil and Mike. How do you two know each other?
Phil is my little brother. Although
He's
from
little.
About 16, he's
He's got about an inch on you there. What categories, Mike, would you like to see come up?
Movies. I'm a big Jack Nicholson fan. Yeah, movies, bit of sport, not history, not religion.
Not history. Does Phil cover history and religion? Phil?
Not really.
No.
I love my sport.
Yeah.
And geography, I would say, is my strong points.
Geography. Very good. Well, very best of luck to the pair of you. Next, we welcome back Jenny and Joan. You were on the show last time.
We were.
Oh, it was the EastEnders that did for you.
Unfortunately, Joan had studied Coronation Street and EastEnders came up.
Dear, dear. It was like that in my finals. Yeah. Now, we discovered last time that you played golf, quite a lot of golf together. What else do you like doing when you're not playing golf?
I do line dancing. I've been line dancing for about 14 years.
Oh, fantastic.
So
How about you, Joan?
I'm a fan of carp fishing.
No. What's the biggest carp you've ever caught?
58-pound, 12 ounce.
Ha! Blimey.
That's a fishy story.
That's as big as me. 58 pounds.
Yeah, lifetime best.
Yeah, when carp and line dancing come up, I'll be looking to you lot for the low scores. Very best of luck. And then finally, we welcome Mike and Fran. Mike B. We have two Mikes. Mike B. and Fran. How do you two know each other?
Well, Mr. Brown here taught me for 5 years at secondary school, but I know him slightly better than that because he's also my dad.
Ah! Was she well behaved?
Fran was the model student. That's what you told me to say, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, she was fine.
What did you teach, Mike?
Geography.
You see, Phil?
Yes.
Phil and Mike, you're going to have to tussle it out over relief rainfall and... That's about all I ever studied in geography. I did about 5 times. Relief rainfall. Fran, what do you do?
I'm a student in Birmingham studying business and French.
Very, very good indeed. We will find out more about all of you throughout the show. There's only one more person for me to introduce. He's the navigator on our voyage through the world of obscure facts and introductions. He's my pointless friend. He's Richard. Hello. Hello. Hello back. It's all getting a bit sort of mythic now, isn't it? The navigator.
That's quite. I'd quite like to be the navigator. That's quite nice.
I can stick with that if you like.
Because you can have the radio on. You can read a map. That's quite nice.
I was picturing you more at the top of a crow's nest, shouting, "Fact ahoy! Fact ahoy!"
Are you entertaining yourself? That is good. Would you mind if the rest of us get on?
Go on.
Good. We've got one returning pair, but Jenny and Joan have told me not to say they're going to do well because they think that I'm a curse. But I have to say that teachers had a very bad rep on this show for a long time, but more recently they've done rather well. So I suspect that Mike and Fran might do quite well for themselves here.
OK, well, thanks very much, Richard. Now, we put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless. So we are after the obscure answers that they didn't get. The fewer people who got the answer, the fewer points awarded, the better your chance of winning. But what everyone's trying to do, of course, is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave. And each time that happens, we will add 250 quid to the jackpot. Nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £4,250. Right, let's play Pointless. Now, in the first round, each of you must give me one answer and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. OK, our first category this afternoon is... sport. Can you decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. we gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many martial arts. I thought it said marital arts from it. I really long for the day when we have marital arts, Richard.
And put it under sport.
Marital arts, ahoy! Sorry. Martial arts. Richard.
Yeah, all the correct answers in this round are forms of martial art. And looking at some of the answers, I suspect it could be carnage. That's my what's the word I'm looking for? That's my prediction. I forgot the word prediction.
I know, that's okay. You couldn't have foreseen that. Wow, amazing. Right, Sam and Lee, you all drew lots before the show, and today you get to go first, you lucky things. Right, in this round, we're going to give you a choice of 7 possible answers on each pass. The first set of 7 answers reads like this. Ninjitsu, Tai Chi, Ikebana, Kendo, Jiu-Jitsu, Hapkido, and Kikuchiyo. Ninjitsu, Tai Chi, Ikebana, Kendo, Jiu-Jitsu, Hapkido, and Kikuchiyo. I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless, and at least one of those answers is incorrect, so be careful not to pick one of those, or you will score the maximum of 100 points. Now, Sam.
I've heard some of them, but I think I'll go for a safe-ish one. I think I'll go for, I'll say jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
OK, jiu-jitsu. There it is. 3 up from the bottom. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said jiu-jitsu. (41). Not a bad score. Jiu-jitsu, Richard.
Yeah, well played, Sam. It's unarmed hand-to-hand combat. The samurais developed it when they weren't allowed to use weapons.
Wait, for how long were they not allowed to use weapons?
Until they'd learned to use them properly. I think they were, the next morning, I think their parents said, OK, you can do it again.
Thank you very much, Richard. Phil, how are you on martial arts?
Well, I've trained in probably 4 or 5 of them.
Get
to a high
out
standard.
of here.
Obviously not, no.
No.
But I'm thinking of going for it from the off, really. There's obviously a couple of obvious ones there, but I'm going to go for Hapkido.
Hapkido?
Yes.
Is it right? And if it is, how many people said Hapkido? It's right. It's right, Phil. Oh, I think it's going a long way down. It is! Look at that! Well done! Hapkido is a pointless answer. It scores you nothing, and it adds £250 to today's jackpot, taking our total up to £4,500. Hapkido, great answer.
Yeah, very well done. Hapkido, it's a Korean martial art based on kicking motions.
Very good, thank you, Richard. So then, Joan. Martial arts, you are the queen of martial arts, I happen to know.
I have trained in 2 martial arts.
Are either of them on that board?
Yes, 1.
If you score a pointless answer, will you demonstrate a few
I don't
rudimentary
know,
moves?
I don't know a martial art that is on that board that would score a pointless answer. So
What?
my answer would be Tai Chi.
Tai Chi. Let's see if it's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Very good, 13. That's a great answer, Joan. Very good, Richard.
Yeah, good answer. Surprisingly low score, actually, for Tai Chi. It translates as Supreme Ultimate Fist, which was your wrestling name, wasn't it?
OK, thank you very much, Richard. Mike,
Yeah.
remember, we are looking for martial arts.
The one I'm pretty sure of is Kendo. So I'm
Yes.
going to go for Kendo. I think that's where you fight with staves.
Let's see, is it yes, Kendo, or no, Kendo? and if yes, Kendo, how many people said it? It's right, Mike. Down it goes, look at that. Very good, 15. 15, Mike, that's a great answer.
Thank you.
Kendo.
Yeah, very good start, Mike. Kendo. It means the way of the sword, and you're exactly right. It essentially means just hitting each other with sticks.
But bowing at the beginning and the end.
You bow in most martial arts, to be fair.
If you're able, at the end.
Let's take a look at the rest of the board there. Ninjutsu would have scored you 1 point. Ninjutsu is used by the Ninja Shadow Warriors of Japan. That's quite cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that is quite cool.
Now, these other two. Now, what do you think of those? Do you think they're incorrect? Do you think they're pointless?
Kikuchiyo sounds like maybe making roses out of carrots.
Kikuchiyo is the 7th samurai in 7 Samurai, so he was an incorrect answer. And Ikebana, do you think that is pointless or do you think that's incorrect?
It's probably pointless.
It is the ancient Japanese art of flower arranging.
Out of carrots?
Ikebana. Very well done if you knew that at home.
Not out of carrots. OK, well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Phil and Mike G. What about that? The brothers. Mike G, you've got to find a pointless on the second pass, otherwise you'll not live it down. Then we come to Joan and Jenny. Fantastic answer from the Tai Chi Queen. Mike, lovely answer from you there. Kendo, great low score. Sam, you see what they've done?
Well,
they've undercut you.
at least I didn't get a wrong one, though.
No, you didn't get a wrong
Yeah.
one. They've left you adrift. Lee, you're going to have to use all your martial arts to summon up a really good, obscure answer on the next pass. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 7 more answers on the board. We are looking for martial arts, and we have got Muay Thai, Aikido, Kyudo, Taekwondo, Akihito, Judo, Pencak Silat. And again, Muay Thai, Aikido, Kyudo, Taekwondo, Akihito, Judo, and Pencak Silat. And again, I can tell you that at least one of those is incorrect, and at least one of those is pointless. So then, Fran, you're on 15.
Yes.
If you can score 25 or less with this answer, you are definitely in the next round. How good's your martial art know-how?
Not great. I mean, there's one up there which I think could be a martial art, but then also could be a type of food. I'm going to hope that it's not a type of food and say Muay Thai.
OK, is Muay Thai correct? And if it is, how many people said it? Muay Thai. It's right. This could go a very long way down. I think you're through to the next round. Very, very, very well done, Fran. Brilliant. That scores you 4, takes your total up to 19. Muay Thai.
Yeah, well played, Fran. Safely through to round 2. Muay Thai is the name that Thais give to what we call Thai kickboxing, which is their national sport. And traditionally, now they use normal boxing gloves like we do. Traditionally, they would wrap their hands in cotton, dip them in glue, and then sprinkle it with ground glass. That used to be how they did it.
That's how I do it. That's how I always do it.
And that's because you live on the mean streets of Oxfordshire, isn't it? And your village is pretty tough.
Thank you very much, Richard. Jenny, you are on 13. If you can score 27 points or fewer, with this answer, you are straight through to the next round.
I recognise a couple there, but I'm not going to take a chance. I'm going to go for Taekwondo.
OK, Taekwondo, a safe option, you think, below that red line, and you are through to the next round. Let's see if Taekwondo is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Taekwondo. It scores you 49. It takes your total up to 62. Richard.
Yeah, pretty big score. Again, it's a Korean martial art, and it means the art of kicking and punching. It's nice, isn't it?
It is. It is nice. Mike G. Phil, your brother, scored nothing. You can't go away not equalling that score.
I was going to go for Taekwondo because I thought it might be 41 or less.
You have been forced into a position where you have to go for a pointless answer.
Do I go for it and try and be 1-1 with him, or do I just undo all his hard work by getting one wrong?
I see what you mean, yeah.
I'm going to go for Aikido.
Aikido. There it is, the second one down. Aikido. What do you think Aikido is?
No idea. Hopefully it's a bit of that.
There's your red line. Below that red line, through to the next round. Aikido. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Aikido. It's right. You're through to the next round. Very, very good. 13, that scores you, Mike. Aikido.
Yeah, well done for the Mike, also safely through Aikido. It's a Japanese martial art.
So then Lee. Sam scored 41. The high scorers at this stage are Jenny and Joan on 62. If you can score 20 points or fewer, you're through to the next round. Remember, we are looking for martial arts.
I'm going to have a logical guess and go for pencak silat.
Well, let's see. Oh, see, there's every chance that that might not be a Kuala Lumpur estate agents and might actually be a martial art. There is your red line. If you are below that red line, Lee, you have done what you had to do and you are through to the next round. Pencak silat. Let's see if that is indeed a martial art, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. It's right! Well done, Lee. Oh, I think you might have done what you had to do. You have! Look at that! Brilliant! Very, very, very well done, Lee. Pencak silat is a pointless answer. It adds £250 to today's jackpot, taking it up to £4,750. And more pertinently, it scores you nothing, leaving your total at 41. Richard.
Very well played, Lee. Yeah, it's an Indonesian martial arts system, pencak silat. Let's take a look at the rest of the board. Judo, obviously, is a martial art that would have scored you 68. Now, Kyudo and Akihito, one of them is pointless and one of them is incorrect. What do you think?
Aikido, Kyudo, Taekwondo, Judo. I think, yeah, I'm going to go with Kyudo.
Is exactly right. It's a pointless answer. It's a Japanese martial art involving archery. Akihito is the incorrect answer. It's obviously the Emperor of Japan.
Indeed. Very good. Thank you very much, Richard. So at the end of round one, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm sorry to say, it's Jenny and Joan.
I love it.
All that bigging up about returning pairs. I'm sorry.
That's OK.
What are the ladies of the golf club going to be saying when they watch this?
They won't mind.
They wouldn't have known any of those either.
We've had good fun anyway.
Yeah,
so.
You have. Well, you've been fantastic contestants. Thanks so much for playing.
Thank you.
you.
Good luck, guys. Good luck there.
But for the remaining three pairs, it's now time for round two. Well, there's only room for two pairs in the head-to-head round, obviously, so one pair is going to be leaving at the end of this round. Make sure it's not you. The category for round two is people. Can you decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, so our round two question concerns famous Toms. Famous Toms. In this round, we're about to show you a list of descriptions of famous people who share the first name Thomas. We asked 100 people to tell us their surname. Richard.
Yeah, we're going to show you 6 descriptions of people. Obviously, the more obscure ones will score you the fewer points. If you give us an incorrect answer, it'll score you 100 points. Also worth bearing in mind that some of these people will be Thomas, some Tom, some Tommy. See if you can get all 12 of them at home.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. So we are looking for the surname of these famous people called Thomas. Here we go. Author of Patriot Games, US golfer, won British Open 5 times, starred as Maverick in Top Gun, Archbishop of Canterbury, 1533 to 1556, played Doctor Who on TV, fez-wearing comedian and magician. Author of Patriot Games, US golfer, won British Open 5 times, starred as Maverick in Top Gun, Archbishop of Canterbury, 1533 to 1556, played Doctor Who on TV, fez-wearing comedian and magician. Right, Lee. There is a list of famous Toms.
I know a couple of them, but I think they'd be sort of really high-scoring ones. I'm just going to have to try and work out which of those ones would be the lowest-scoring ones. So on that basis, I'll go for the Doctor Who on TV is Tom Baker.
Tom Baker, you're saying. You're looking to score as little as possible with this answer. Let's see if Tom Baker's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Tom Baker. $45, Lee. It was a popular one, but it got you below the 50. Tom Baker.
Yeah, Tom Baker was Doctor from 1974 to 81, which is essentially my childhood, and now is narrator of Little Britain.
Very good. Now, Phil.
I'm going to go with my strong subject here, which is sport. I'm going to go the US golfer, Tom Watson.
Let's see if Tom Watson is right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Yeah, this looks like it's going a long way down, I think. 14. Very well done, Phil. Very well done. Scores you 14. Richard.
Well played, Phil. Very good answer. Yeah, won the Open 5 times, nearly won it 6 times very recently.
Now then, Fran. What are your hobbies, Fran?
Researching famous Toms. Dedicated pointless contestant.
This round is for you.
I know. Top Gun would be Tom Cruise. Fez-wearing comedian Tommy Cooper. And I think the Archbishop of Canterbury was Thomas Becket. And I think I'm going to go for that last one, Thomas Becket.
Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Thomas Becket. Yeah, it's a wrong answer, Fran. That scores you 100 points. Richard.
Yeah, the bad news, Fran, is it's Thomas Cranmer. The good news is your dad's a geography teacher, not a history teacher. You'd be in real trouble. Let's take a look at the rest of it. It was Thomas Cranmer there. Thomas Becket was 12th century. Stars as Maverick is Tom Cruise, obviously, but would have scored you 61. The Fez-wearing magician, Tommy Cooper, would have scored you even more, 75, which is good. And the author of Patriot Games, do you know that one?
Clancy.
Tom Clancy, exactly right. Would have scored you 12 points. Well done if you got all of them.
OK, well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Phil and Mike, once again, a very, very strong position. Then we come to Lee and Sam. You were looking a little bit dangerous, out ahead there on 45, until Fran handed you a lifeline there with her 100. Now then, Mike B, you have a mountain to climb on the next pass. I'm not saying you can't do it. Anything could happen. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more descriptions of famous Thomases on the board. And here they are. Had a #1 hit with It's Not Unusual. Played Dr. Richard Burke in Friends. Wrote The Bonfire of the Vanities. Lead singer of Radiohead. British playwright who wrote Arcadia. Starred as Forrest Gump. Now, remember, we are looking for their surnames, and you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Mike B.
Mike B has to take a bit of a gamble, I think.
I think you probably do. You are way out ahead at the moment. 55 points clear of Sam and Lee.
I think The Bonfire of the Vanities was written by Tom Wolfe. So I'm going to say Wolfe. OK, Tom Wolfe, you're going to say. Let's see if that is correct. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Tom Wolfe. It's right. Well done, Mike. Very good. Good answer. Scores you 8 points. Is that enough to save your bacon, I wonder? Richard?
Yeah, well played, Mike. That at least it gives you a chance now. Yeah, Tom Wolfe wrote Bonfire of the Vanities.
Thanks very much, Richard. Now then, Mike G. You are on 14. The high scorers are Mike B and Fran on 108. If you can score 93 or less, you are through to the head-to-head. Remember, we are looking for the surnames of these Toms.
I know 5 of them on there. I'm going to go for lead singer Radiohead, which I think is Tom York.
Tom York. Is it right? And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Tom York. Well done. Strong answer. 17 takes your total up to 31. Richard?
Yeah, 2 Mikes, 2 good answers. That's the way to do it. Yeah, Tom York, lead singer of Radiohead.
Sam, you're on 45, Sam. If you can score 62 or less with this, through you go to the head-to-head. How are your Toms looking?
Well, I'm a bit torn. Desperately trying to remember the credits for The End of Friends, see if I can remember the last name. Can't remember. So I think I'll go for Stardust Forrest Gump, which was Tom Hanks.
OK, you're going to say Tom Hanks. A famous Tom, I think, in anyone's eyes. Right, here's your red line. If you get below that red line, you are through to the next round. Let's see. Tom Hanks. Is it correct? And if it is, how many people said it? Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks. That is a disaster, I'm afraid, for Sam and Lee. That takes your total up to 114, because it scores 69. Great news for Mike and Fran. An unexpected lifeline at this late stage of the game. Richard.
Yeah, unlucky Sam. I mean, so there's Tom Hanks for 69. There's Tom Jones at the top there. He also wouldn't have saved you, because he would have scored a pretty hefty 86, Tom Jones. So it really rested on whether you could remember who played Dr. Richard Burke in Friends. Do you know that one?
Selleck.
It was Tom Selleck, yeah. Probably better known for other things, but he played Dr. Richard Burke, 28 points. And British playwright who wrote Arcadia?
Stoppard.
Stoppard, exactly right, would have scored you pretty low, 10 points. So well done if you got that at home.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, it's Sam and Lee. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were through there, I have to say. Lee, what would you have liked to have come up?
Famous Daves. Good one. No more Daves than Toms.
Yeah, you're quite right. We should have done Dave's.
We'll do it next time.
Yeah, we'll do it next time. And the good news is, we get to see you next time as well. You'll be back then, because everyone gets 2 shots to reach the pointless final, and this was only your first. It's been great having you on the show. Thank you. Excellent contestants. Thank you. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are going to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. So, very well done, Phil and Mike G, Mike B and Fran. You've made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to the final and play for the jackpot, which, incidentally, is currently standing at £4,750. You are now going to go head-to-head on the best of 3 questions. For each question, each pair needs to give me just 1 answer, and you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair, and you will win that point. The pair that gets the best of 3 will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. OK, here's your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many landlocked countries of the EU as they could. Landlocked countries of the EU, Richard?
Yeah, we're looking for any country in the European Union that has no seacoast and is entirely surrounded by other countries. It has to be a member of the European Union up to the start of 2011. And as always, by countries, we mean members of the UN, which are sovereign states.
OK, thanks very much. Now, Phil and Mike, because you've played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first. We are looking for landlocked members of the EU. OK, you've arrived at an answer.
Yeah, we've got a few that we can think of, but it's just whether they're in the EU.
Right.
And so we're going to go for Andorra.
OK, we have Andorra from Phil and Mike. Mike and Fran.
Definitely in the EU.
No. We're pretty sure Andorra isn't in the EU, so we're going to go for a fairly safe one, I hope, and say Austria.
You're going to say Austria. Such a shame this doesn't play to your strengths at all, Mike.
I know.
You're being a geography
Physical
teacher and all.
geography,
Yeah. So, Austria. We have Andorra, we have Austria. Let's take them in the order they've been given. Phil and Mike said Andorra. How are you feeling now? Your Sir has returned your work.
Yeah.
When the geography teacher tells you you're wrong, it's not looking good, is it?
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Well, let's find out. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see if anyone said it. Yep. I'm afraid Mike was spot on there.
Sorry.
Mike and Fran have gone for Austria. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Austria. It only has to be right at this stage. 4 marks to Sir. 45. A very, very good safe answer. So after one question, it is 1-0 to Mike and Fran. Richard.
Yeah, pretty tough question, because it's not just geography, it's also the knowledge of who's in the EU. There's actually only 5 correct answers here, so let's take a look at all of them. Slovakia would have been the best answer of all, 10 points. Hungary, 15. Czech Republic, 19. Luxembourg, 33. And there, you're quite right, it's a very safe answer. Austria with 45. Andorra is landlocked, of course, but not a member of the EU.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. Here is your second question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many train-spotting actors as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any of the actors who played the 5 main roles in the 1996 film Trainspotting. And those are the 5 actors who appeared on the official posters for the film.
Thanks very much, Richard. Now, Mike and Fran, you get to go first this time.
Yeah. Well, you can say
the actors from Trainspotting.
We only know one, and he's probably the most famous, Ewan McGregor.
You're going to go Ewan McGregor. OK, Phil and Mike G. Ewan McGregor has gone.
OK, yeah, we know a few of them. We're going to go for the other Ewan, I think Ewan Bremner.
Very good. OK, we have Ewan McGregor, we have Ewan Bremner. Let's take them in the order they've been given. Mike and Fran said Ewan McGregor. Let's see how many people said that. 36. $36 for Ewan McGregor. Now, Mike and Phil, you have to win this to stay in the game. If Mike and Fran win this, they are straight through to the final and be playing for that jackpot. OK, Ewan Bremner, you've said, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Ewan Bremner. Very well done. Very good. Wow. Very good indeed. Ewan Bremner scoring you 3 against Ewan McGregor's 36. So after the second question, it is 1-1. Richard.
Yeah, very good answer. Well played, guys. There's actually one answer that would have beaten Ewan Bremner, and that is Kelly MacDonald, who scored 2. There's Ewan Bremner, who played Spud. He's got 3. Johnny Lee Miller, who was Sick Boy, 5. Robert Carlyle, who was Begbie, 13. And Ewan McGregor right at the top there, Renton, on 36.
OK, thank you very much. Here is your third question. Whoever wins this point is going through to the final and will play for that jackpot. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many BBC News broadcasts as they could. BBC News broadcasts, Richard.
We're looking for the starting times of news bulletins on BBC One on a normal weekday as of the start of 2011. We're not looking for the starting times of regional news bulletins or anything like that, just the national news bulletins that are regularly scheduled on weekdays.
OK, thank you very much indeed, Richard. Phil and Mike G, you get to go first again this time.
Can I take that? All right, you say it.
OK. The brothers G.
Right, all responsibility falls down to me for this one. I'll go for the 6 o'clock breakfast news AM.
6 a.m. OK. Mike B and Fran. What do you think?
I do know there is a news broadcast at 1 p.m. So I'm going to go for... No, it's national news at 1 p.m.
1 p.m. OK, we have 6 a.m. We have 1 p.m. Let's take them in the order they're given. Phil and Mike have said 6 a.m. This is a bit of a punt. Whose punt was it? 6 a.m. Well, let's see if it's right. And if it is right, let's see if anyone said it. 6 a.m. That's right. 36. 36 people said 6 a.m. Mike B and Fran, you've gone for 1 p.m. Let's see if that's right. You're pretty sure it is right. Let's see how many people said it. 1 p.m. This is for a place in the final. Bad luck, Mike and Fran. After 3 questions, Phil and Mike G are through to the final 2-1. Richard.
Yeah, very unlucky, but very well played, guys. There's one answer that would have won the point for you, and that's there's a 3 p.m. bulletin as well, 5-minute bulletin at 3 p.m. would have scored 2 points. There's 6 a.m., which is the breakfast news, 36. 1 p.m. was called 49, as we saw, and then you got the 10 o'clock news with 61, and the 6 o'clock news was 62.
And that list obviously doesn't include regional broadcasts or news updates, such as the one at 8 p.m.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. So the losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm sorry to say, it's Mike and Fran. Oh, they were quite interesting categories, those ones. Train spotting was one that threw you there, wasn't it? Yeah. News bulletins, I mean, who knew? Who knew that would be what saw you off in the head-to-head? But it's been a very closely fought thing. And we will see you again next time, which is great news for us. You've been fantastic, contestants. It's been lovely having you on the show. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
But for Phil and Mike, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win our jackpot of £4,750. Well, congratulations, Phil and Mike. You've seen off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. Fabulous. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot. At the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £4,750. Now, the rules are very simple. To win the money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer that no one could think of. Now, we've had 2 pointless answers on the show today. I think you've given us one of them. All you have to do now to win that money is to find another pointless answer. First, though, you've got to choose a category, and you can choose from these 3 options, and they are cycling, British actors, words.
Do you reckon, yeah? OK, neither of us cycle.
Right.
And we both use words, don't we?
We're just very good at words, yeah. It's too broad.
Yeah, but there's 2 words in British actors. We'll go for actors, I think.
British actors.
Yeah.
OK, well, let's find out what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Alec Guinness films as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any feature film given a cinema release in the UK for which Alec Guinness received an acting credit. Voice performances do count, but as always, we don't include short stories or documentaries or things where he played himself. So any film for which Sir Alec Guinness received an acting credit. Good luck.
OK, thank you very much. You now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £4,750 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Your 60 seconds start now.
Right. There was the Lady Killers. Right. But people know that. Was he in something called The Hill? I don't know if I'm just making it up.
We have to go for a couple because we've got some obvious ones. Star Wars is obvious.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was in Oliver Twist. Sure, he's been played Oliver Twist in one of the movies.
I can't think of any early ones. Lady Killers is too obvious, isn't it? We should go for it anyway.
Yeah. Got to go for it.
Otherwise, we'll be just saying Empire Strikes Back. What about Empire Strikes Back?
No, it's going to be said. It's going to be said, without a doubt. We'll go for Oliver Twist.
OK, Oliver Twist.
Go for Lady Killers. And just take a punt on one that you think might be a pointless answer.
Like The Hill. I don't know why it's in my head, but it's probably wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Sean Connery was in that, I don't know.
With Alec Guinness?
Yeah, I think they were mates in it. You should just go for it.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
OK, you've got your 3.
We've got the 3.
OK, we're going to stop at 18 seconds in hand. What about that? All we need now are 3 answers from you. We were looking for Alec Guinness films. What are you going to give me?
Right, OK, we're going to go for Oliver Twist.
Oliver Twist.
Lady Killers.
Lady Killers.
And The Hill.
The Hill.
And The Hill. Of those 3, which do you reckon is your best shot at a pointless answer?
I think as a pointless answer, it'd probably be a big X, but we'll go for The Hill.
That's I don't think it's one. I think I don't know. I think Oliver Twist. I didn't know it was in that.
I think we should go Oliver Twist.
Oh, yeah.
OK, Oliver Twist will go 3rd.
Yeah.
What are you going to put first?
We'll put the Lady Killers.
Lady Killers.
OK, Lady Killers, The Hill, and Oliver Twist. Right, we were looking for Alec Guinness films. This was the answer you had least faith in to be a pointless answer. You only need one of these to be pointless for you to win that £4,750. OK, let's see. How many people said The Lady Killers? Well, this was your first answer. It's correct. It's the one you said you had the least faith in being pointless, but only one of these has to be pointless for you to win that £4,750 jackpot. 9! Well, that's pretty good. Down to single figures on your first punt. That's not bad at all. Unfortunately, it's not pointless, so you don't win the jackpot immediately, but then what would have been the fun of that? £4,750. That's getting to be quite a decent-sized jackpot. What would you do with that?
Well, I would go to Florida, take my son Nathan, who's 5 years old. He'd love it.
How about you, Phil?
Well, I've got two boys, Owen and Matthew, and I think with half of that, I think I'd probably go and take them on holiday.
OK, very good. Well, best of luck. Let's hope nobody said your next answer. This has to be pointless if you're going to win that jackpot, £4,750. Let's see if Alec Guinness was indeed in the hill. Bad luck. Bad luck. It was an incorrect answer. You only have one more chance to win the jackpot of £4,750. We were looking for Alec Guinness films. You said this was the answer you had the most faith in. Oliver Twist. Are you confident still now?
Not at all.
Well, we will find out. Let's see if it's correct. And if it is, let's see if it goes all the way down to pointless. And if it does, you leave here £4,750 richer. Oliver Twist. It's right. It's right. Your first answer went all the way down to 9 for Lady Killers. Will this one go down to pointless? Oh!
You're lucky number as well.
4. Oh, bad luck, guys. So unlucky. Unfortunately, you didn't manage to find that crucial pointless answer, so I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot of £4,750, which will go over to the next show. But you have been fantastic contestants, and of course, you do get to take home the pointless trophy. So, Richard.
Well, a valiant effort. As you say, The Hill, it's the right era, sort of mid-60s, but no Alec Guinness in there. He was in Lavender Hill Mob, so whether you got the two mixed up a little bit. Alec Guinness made a whole load of pointless films. You're going to see a few of them here, and hopefully none of them will... A Passage to India was pointless. Would have been a good answer. Cromwell. Dr. Zhivago was a pointless answer. Father Brown, who he rather famously played, that was pointless. Little Lord Fauntleroy. Murder by Death, which is a detective parody, that was pointless. Our Man in Havana, also pointless. There's some ones we could have got here. Situation Hopeless but Not Serious, and The Quiller Memorandum. Very well done if you got some of those at home.
Oh, well, very bad luck. Unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to you, Phil and Mike. It's been great having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing. Brilliant contestants. Thank you. Nobody's won our jackpot today, so it rolls over, which means on the next show we'll be playing for £5,750. Join us next time to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
If you want to be on the next series of Pointless, you can find out more by going to bbc.co.uk/Be On A Show.